Hi, I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation, and this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 4th. On today's show, Assisted Living Activities Director Inga Bredhal shares some photos with us from a painting class recently held at King's Crown. And Project Development Director Bob Southern will show us what happened to the giant wooden doors that were recently removed from the village church, as well as an update on plans out at the golf course clubhouse.
But first, we want to remind you that the technology support services here at Shell Point are always ready to help you with your computer, tablet, internet, networking, printer, and more. To schedule an appointment, just call 454-8248, and they'll be happy to come out and troubleshoot, virus scan, or help you with your install needs. They have maintenance contracts or hourly service options to meet your needs. Even private tutoring and informational seminars, so give them a call.
The community thrift store out on McGregor is looking for afternoon help throughout the summer. Volunteer opportunities with display and design, cashier, pricing, and sorting are available. Just give Melody Desolé a call at 454-2290 if you'd like to get involved.
Tonight is the first workshop of the Singing Through the Summer series at the Village Church. All singers are encouraged to attend, whether you're a soloist, church choir member, or community choir singer. You can sign up with Caitlin Van Scoy at 454-2057.
Assisted Living Activities Director Inga Bredhal is standing by to tell us and show us what happened recently at the King's Crown when residents dressed in artist smocks and with brush in hand created colorful works of art.
Did you know that one of the big crazes at the moment are art parties? That's right. This is where a group of friends gather at an art studio and all paint the same picture. But, of course, they add their own little fun touches to make their piece of art something that reflects them as a person. I thought to myself, this would be fun for our residents. Fortunately, I had some help. Lois Sullinger, who's a King's Crown resident and a fantastic artist, volunteered to help me and the activity leaders create a painting class for our residents to enjoy in their own buildings. This month, we started the class at King's Crown. 23 residents dressed in artist smocks met down in our community room and eagerly sat in front of their canvas and listened intently as Lois instructed them on painting a fish. It was so wonderful to see the residents' faces as they began to dab their brushes in colorful paint as they created their own masterpieces. Everything is art, and there is an artist inside everyone and everything. It just has to be brought to the surface. Painting gives most people pleasure and a feeling of accomplishment in creating something of their own. At times, the room was quiet as everyone concentrated, and at other times the room was filled with laughter and residents were complimenting one another. As the painting slowly turned into colorful fish with lots of personality, the residents began to get more excited of the art that they had created. We know that exercising our creative selves enhances quality of life and nurtures overall well-being. We all are creative, not just a select few. Art is one of the best parts of being human, and making and enjoying art has been shown to be uniquely beneficial to people of every age. After the class was completed, the residents all gathered for a group photo to showcase their artistic individuality. Next month, we are going to continue our art parties at the Arbor, and I can't wait to show you what they will create. Until then, try painting something yourself and see how much better you will feel.
Decades ago, special giant wooden doors used as dividing walls were constructed at the village church, designed to separate the auditorium into smaller spaces for other activities. But as the church foundation settled, these doors became unusable. Recently, they've been carefully and skillfully disassembled and removed. But what happened to all the oak planks that comprise these giant doors? Project Development Director Bob Southern explains the second life given to the wood removed from the church, as well as gives an update of some of the progress happening at the Shell Point Golf Course.
Hello, I'm Bob Southern, and this is Julie Nipper, We're on the site of the future golf course clubhouse, and we've got some earthwork underway, and we wanted to fill you in on what's going on. At this point, we are simply removing excess fill from the site and relocating it elsewhere within our expansion property out here, and getting the site graded out and leveled out to the point where it's ready for the construction of the golf course clubhouse. Building permit for the structure, the application has been in for a couple of months now. We are anticipating having that building permit in hand in the latter part of July, and then we hope to mobilize to begin the construction of the clubhouse sometime in a few weeks after. So we're doing some early prep work here. Nothing construction-wise as yet. Still a couple of months away from that point, but we are getting ready, and we're quite excited about getting started on our new clubhouse. On the other side of Onpar Boulevard, we're also doing some site work in preparation for the future reversal of the driving range, and also we'll be adding a chipping green and a putting green over there alongside of what will be the future hole number 1 of our golf course. And Julie Nipper's here today. She's going to talk about what's going on in the church with the replacement of our old roll-up doors, which have been removed in anticipation of new doors for the hospitality room and for the chapel. Julie.
Hi, we've removed, as Bob said, the mechanical wooden doors that you've seen for many years in the village church. We hired a team to come in and demo the existing doors, the old oak wooden doors that we've seen in there for many years. After they were removed, volunteers from our wood shop has taken that wood, they're planing it, and they've got it stored. You may have seen it in several places around the community. They plan to make various items from the wood. It's exciting to see that the 40-year-old oak is being repurposed, and it's going to be fascinating to see what the folks in the wood shop can do with this material.
If the measurements are correct, the amount of red oak coming out of the church is 4,050 board foot of lumber. We'll take in the wood shop approximately 2,500, so we'll have 1,500 left for whoever wishes to take it and build something with it. We planed it so it would stack up, because otherwise the varnish on it was it's too slippery and won't stack. It'll slide all over the place. We have several tables going together with the oak. In fact, about 4 of them right now, and then several other projects. We suggest oak for any project now.
A new track is being installed in the village church, and we'll be installing operable partitions, something you see more recently in convention centers. We have it in the Woodlands Commons in the Grand Cypress room. They won't be mechanical. One side of the doors have an acoustical panel on them to enhance the sound within the church, and that will be visible on the sanctuary side. The finish on the chapel and hospitality side will be a material that's more conducive to a meeting room, and will not have the acoustical panels applied to those.
So that's an update from project development on some of the major work we have going on. As you see around the community, there are a number of projects that we're working on. These are 2 of the more exciting ones at the moment. Thank you.
And now it's time for all the latest happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hi, I'm Heather Batty. I'm here today with Caitlin Van Scoy, and we're going to fill you in on the happenings section and all the activities that are going on for you today. At 7:15 this morning, we have a Health Connection class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance in the Island Health Club. 8 o'clock is Men's Golf Association at the Shell Point Golf Club. Also at 8 o'clock, pickleball will take place at the pickleball court, and round robin doubles tennis at 8 o'clock in the tennis courts at the Woodlands. 8:30 is the Paddlers Club. They meet at the kayak storage. Samba will be at 9 o'clock in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. At 9:15, we have shuffleboard at the shuffleboard courts on the island. Current events will take place at 9:30, and that's at the game room in the Woodlands. Also at 9:30 is ladies match play at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. 9:45 is introduction to beginning line dancing at the Island Health Club. At 10, there's introduction to the Legacy Foundation, the Grand Cypress at the Woodlands. Basic line dancing will take place at 10:15 this morning at the Health Club. At 11 o'clock, the Suzy Q will take off for Rum Runners. Sign up is required for that. And here's Caitlin with this afternoon's activities.
Well, thanks, Heather. At 12:45, we have Mahjong being played in the Library Lounge. And at 1:15, the spot play readers will be in the Osprey Room. The stamp ministry will be in the stamp room down in the Island Tunnel at 2 o'clock. Volunteers are always welcome to join. At 2:45, we have a Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training Level 2, and that's in the Health Club, and it's currently full. Our seamstress will be here for her weekly service at 4 o'clock in the Osprey Room. And the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting will be in the Sable Room in the Woodlands at 4:30. Pinochle will be played in the Library Lounge at 6:30. And at 7 o'clock, the Trailblazers Bible Study will be in the Game Room of the Woodlands. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday, June 4th. At 7:45, those who have signed up are going to start court pickup on the island. And they're going for the Overnight in the Keys educational field trip. We have a new class coming tomorrow, Academy on the Go number 3, the 29th annual Florida juried exhibit at Alliance for the Arts.
Menus for Thursday, June 4th. In the Crystal Room, the platter is stuffed chicken breast with baked sweet potato and fresh vegetables. For dinner, it's the Crystal Carving Board for $13.95. The soup is navy bean. In the Island Cafe, lunch is a Philly cheeseburger with peppers and onions and fries for $7.75. And for dinner, it's Thai night at $8.75. The Palm Grill has ribeye for $19.95 or tilapia picada for $17.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm delighted to have Dr. John Stumbo with us today. John is the president of the Christian and Missionary Alliance. That's the denomination with which the Village Church is associated, and also the denomination that is the owner of the Shell Point retirement community. So thank you for being with us, John. We appreciate that.
I'm delighted.
Okay. And we're actually here to talk about denominations.
Okay.
I think it's interesting to note, first of all, that the Village Church, while it is associated with the Christian and Missionary Alliance as a denomination, nevertheless has most of its members who have backgrounds in all kinds of other denominations. And which I love, by the way. I grew up Methodist. I've been Presbyterian. My son is Southern Baptist. So we've got a wide range of those denominations and many others who are involved in the Village Church. And a lot of people might wonder, what does it mean? What's this whole issue about denominations? We look at the Bible, don't exactly see denominations showing up along those lines. But I've appreciated your insights into some of this kind of thing, and you had a wonderful little outline that helped us understand something about what it means to belong to a denomination. Would you share that with us?
I'd be happy to, Andy, and I do delight in the fact that Shell Point Village is made up of so many different backgrounds. That's part of the beauty of the body of Christ, that no one denomination is big enough to represent all the glory of God. And so there's different hues and nuances and rhythms that different denominations, cultures, backgrounds, languages bring, and that all better together reflect the glory of God. But today, there's kind of an anti-denominationalism out there that the death of denominations has been discussed in recent decades. I think that kind of conversation is going to quickly die out, frankly, because this is a great time in human history to be bound together with others that are like-minded. As the opposition against Christianity grows, even in America, this is a good time to link arms together, New Testament style, and not just be an autonomous, independent church out there doing our own thing, fighting our own causes, but to be linked arm in arm and even in policy and polity together with a broader community for us to not only be defending the cause, but also to be forwarding the cause of Christ in this world. So you asked about the outline that I've been working with. This is not original to me, but when you think very simply about what a denomination is, whichever denominational background the viewers come from, you can think of it in terms of there are three things. There's beliefs that we hold. We've gathered around a set of beliefs that we feel like articulate who we are as a body. There's a mission that we share. We haven't just been called to believe things together. We've been called to do something together, to get something accomplished in this world for Christ. And we do that together in relationship. So beliefs that we hold, a mission that we share, and relationships that we value. It's not that we don't value other people, but we've linked arms. We've committed ourselves, believing that we get more done together than we would if we just operated independently. And Shell Point Village is a classic example of that. As a local church, you're doing so much for the village itself and for surrounding area, but as you link arms with the broader Christian community of the Christian Missionary Alliance, now you're touching places that your residents will never get to see with their human eyes, but you're in North Africa, you're in the Middle East, you're in Europe, you're in South America, you're in Asia, you're all over Asia, because you're linked with this broader family that holds a belief system together, shares this mission together, and convinced we do better together.
That's amazing. I know that you've pointed out, which I've recognized before, but I certainly value the fact that you pointed out, with all of the conflicts going on around the globe these days, in places like Iraq and in Ukraine and in Syria and in West Africa with the whole Ebola stuff, we have works in all of those places, don't we? And so we are a body of people, not only here at the Village Church, but we have linked arms with brothers and sisters who are doing things to really communicate the love of Jesus in each of those places where those conflicts are raging, and sometimes unbelievably raging. And you can't sort of do that by yourselves, can you? Yeah.
It is, while very difficult to watch news on a regular basis, it is encouraging to know that the gospel is advancing through ministry of Shell Point Village as you're connected to the broader work of the Christian Missionary Alliance in all those places that you've mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's another issue that I think it raises the issue of denominations, because we have people who are sort of in the builder generation, who are here in the Shell Point retirement community, and many of those folks have a loyalty to churches that they came from or denominations, much more so than, for instance, the boomer generation, which is the generation that's starting to come into the Shell Point community. They have less of a loyalty to denominations. But I think it is important for everybody to recognize that we are part of a group that is bound together, not only in terms of beliefs and mission, but also in relationships, to be the people of God in this particular place. And I value that immensely, and I think it's important to be a part of this denomination. And we trust that people who come here, whatever their denominational backgrounds might be, will recognize that if they share those beliefs and can resonate with the mission and find the relationships that we have here, that they can be comfortable, and not only comfortable, but also fruitful in the things that God calls them to do.
And we're proud to have a Methodist Presbyterian Southern Baptist as one of our pastors. So bless you, Andy. I'm thrilled about your ministry here at the Village Church.
Yeah, thank you for those insights. And thank you for joining us today on Village Church Connections. And we hope to see you soon.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Come back tomorrow when we will find out how things are going at Scotty's over at the Shell Point Garage. He'll give us some summer tips before traveling or leaving that vehicle behind. Also, we'll take a look at the top stories from this week. This has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 4th. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. From all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.